I think it's safe to say that 2025 was the worst year in all of Roblox's history. The amount of extreme incidents involving the worst of the worst was unbelievable, and Roblox's decision making did not help much at all. The biggest incident in Roblox history happened in June, but it got quickly overshadowed by the new biggest incident in Roblox history a couple months later. As per usual, this won't include community issues, so stuff like spawnism won't be talked about here, and yeah, this video's this long without mentioning anything like that. Let's waste no time and get right into the worst of Roblox from 2025. Roblox's preferential treatment of star creators reached an unhealthy point in February when they gave them the ability to take any username they wanted. The later than usual first big issue happened when Roblox gave star creators the ability to basically snatch any username they wanted from any account, even if it wasn't banned. A bunch of them started claiming very basic names like Bacon and Jack, and in one case, a username was taken from an active user whose account got deleted as a result. This became an even bigger issue when Roblox's display name and search filters began blocking people from giving themselves names that star creators had taken. Roblox's filters block people from having display names that match star creators' current and former usernames to prevent impersonation. Since star creators had super common names as their usernames, the public could no longer use any of them for their display names due to the impersonation filter. Roblox ended up pausing username claims, reverting the previous ones, and unfiltering their claim names after extreme backlash. Roblox released a long-awaited feature giving users the ability to gift Robux to other users on April 1st, but its rollout was a complete joke. Part of the update involved notifying the gifted user of who sent them Robux and how much, which is where the huge problem occurred. Instead of saying the username of the sender or it being anonymous like you'd expect, Roblox decided to send the legal name of whoever bought the Robux instead. If you or your parents used a credit card to pay for the gifted Robux, Roblox would send a full name of the cardholder to whoever received the gift. What should have been a massively celebrated update that was commonly used instead became quickly chaotic and rarely used due to needing to reveal personal info to send a gift. The worst avatars the Roblox platform has ever seen became a common sight thanks to their poor moderation of classic clothing, public UGC, and problematic users. Degen avatars suddenly became an extreme crisis early in the year after so many weirdos figured out they could easily create inappropriate avatars and not be punished. These avatars are usually used by men who are addicted to NSFW Roblox content and or frequent the Condo community. Sadly, those weirdos opted to spend money to make their avatars disgusting and were not afraid to show it all throughout Roblox, even in the most innocent of games. Natural disaster survival may have had it the worst, as it sadly became the main place for weirdos to showcase these avatars to each other and unsuspecting bystanders. Tons of children have been introduced to these degenerate avatars because Roblox didn't do enough to prevent the creation of them and prohibit the idiots wearing them. They were everywhere and are still very common, although AI moderation did start going crazy with reports against them for a brief period of time, so that helped. Unfortunately, that miracle wasn't enough to undo their introduction to so many innocent users, nor has it permanently stopped them. Online dating in Roblox was without a doubt at its absolute worst and most widespread ever during the first half of 2025. It has been no secret that Roblox wants to allow online dating, and CEO David Baszucki has made that incredibly clear and continued to last year. The worst example was him randomly bringing it up in a podcast with Tech Stuff, saying allowing dating for 21+ ID verified users would help solve a loneliness epidemic. He described Roblox as a wellness platform that could help solve loneliness, and dating leading to real-life meetups for users ID verified as 21+ seemed to be a big part of it. On the platform itself, online dating and soft condo games became incredibly widespread, with the public bathroom simulators and boys and girls clubs reaching their peaks. The worst example of that was the Fisheye Teddy's main Condo game, with 75 million visits being promoted to newly created 13+ accounts immediately upon signing up. That's correct, Roblox let a Condo game designed for online daters and weirdos that they had banned years prior get so popular that it was being shown to brand new users. Several of these so-called soft condos, hug games, and public bathroom simulators got so popular that their owners were being verified all the time. The Fisheye Teddy and his condos would later be invited to participate in Roblox's The Hatch event, which we'll be getting to later. Even after all the outrage surrounding that and Schlep's ban, which we'll also go over, David Baszucki still supported the plan to allow online dating at RDC in September. Although Roblox was forced into taking action against dating hubs and soft condos following the Schlep ban, the rise of them early in the year was unprecedented. Based on some quick math, it's highly probable that well over 100 million visits across numerous games in 2025 could be attributed to online dating or condo instances. There are too many AI moderation incidents to go over, with basically all of them being bad, with the exclusion of one extremely good one that's in the best of 2025 vid. Roblox's reliance on automated moderation seemed to be at its peak in the last year, and players and devs suffered a lot because of it. It's honestly kind of hard to give an example because of how many examples there are, ranging from simple asset takedowns to game closures. We all know how terrible AI moderation has been, and there are way too many incidents to cover, so I'm not going to go into it much, or else this would be an hour long. Sadly, all signs point towards Roblox continuing to push for more AI moderation, likely to impress investors and cut costs that come with living mods. Perhaps the worst AI moderation disaster was the enforcement bans and the poor AI mod and appeals handling of it. If one of your accounts was banned or termed, any account on the same Wi-Fi or IP address suddenly risked being banned or termed too, through an enforcement ban. It's done to prevent people from accessing Roblox with alts when they're banned or after they've been terminated, but it went way too far in 2025 and took down so many innocent people. If one of your friends at school got terminated on school Wi-Fi, then anyone with a Roblox account open on the same school Wi-Fi could have gotten terminated too. AI appears to have gone crazy with it in 2025 and may have banned tens of thousands, or maybe even more accounts, judging by how many people talk about it. I do understand the concept of it is to prevent the worst of the worst from returning, but I know cases where it's not being used for predators, whereas innocent people face it often. AI seemed to previously handle appeals and would accept the same copy and pasted reply all the time, but that looks to have been patched. This long-dreaded update quickly proved to be an absolute disaster that Roblox wasn't capable of moderating as we all expected. Roblox unleashed public UGC emotes on August 7th, and they immediately began being abused to create problematic animations. It only took a couple hours for game-breaking and inappropriate ones to appear in droves, thanks to Roblox being completely unprepared to moderate it. These were the biggest fear heading into the release, so seeing them appear within the first couple hours was no surprise, yet was still a huge deal. A ton of games had to disable emotes entirely due to how many were used for inappropriate and game-breaking purposes within the first day. There are players and devs who do enjoy innocent UGC emotes, so it's not a 100% harmful update, but it unfortunately does have a ton of big issues that still linger. Weirdos are still making and using disgusting emotes in the worst places and out in the open, in games like Natural Disaster Survival. Public UGC emotes were almost instantly overshadowed by something else that happened in August and have largely been forgotten, but still remain quietly problematic. Roblox dropped one of the all-time worst updates in September when they opted to close every single game without a maturity rating. They wanted all games to have a rating for safety and civility purposes, which is fair, but their way of going upon it was incredibly dumb. Any game that didn't do the rating questionnaire would be closed, and this wasn't limited to only new or recently created games, it spanned everything ever made. Hundreds of millions of harmless games were instantly shut down for not having a maturity rating that a ton of inactive devs couldn't add. An extreme amount of classics and historic games were permanently closed, with little to no hope of ever returning unless Roblox intervened. They did for a small handful of games, but they couldn't get everything, or even a decent amount like they promised, instead letting nearly 20 years worth of games get wiped out. All Roblox had to do was make it only apply to games created within a certain period of time to prevent the unnecessary closure of millions of games, but I don't think they cared. This update needlessly erased so much of Roblox's history, leaving some wondering if it was another attempt by Roblox to hide their past. Perhaps one of the most pointless and unnecessary changes in Roblox history happened on July 17th, when they renamed Friends to Connections. This confusing decision was first leaked in April before finally arriving a few months later, much to the pleasure of nobody, except maybe a few investors and bootlickers. Roblox explained their decision with a super long, bizarre corporate essay that didn't make a whole lot of sense and didn't ease any criticism. They believed that the friend term implies too much about what the connection means, so they decided to give it a lifeless, meaningless rebrand that nobody wanted. Time, money, and resources would have been put into this over the course of months, all to change something nobody wanted changed and didn't need fixing. Interestingly, a Roblox admin publicly stated that he didn't agree with this whole connections thing either, and that it was CEO David Baszucki's idea. Roblox officially began allowing select online dating items in July when a mysterious staff member named Le Petit Block's Prince gave the okay for dating-related speech bubble items. A dev forum bug report was posted in May in regards to several debatable types of chat bubble UGC accessories being allowed, including dating-related ones. A Roblox employee called Le Petit Block's Prince, who doesn't have an admin badge, posted their first and only dev forum message in response months later. They only responded to the complaint about the dating items, saying they were allowed because they referenced real-world relationships. Obviously, that is not the case, as maybe none of these items actually do that on the item themselves, the name, or the description, and are frequently used by online daters. Even if they did reference real-life relationships though, they'd still fall under the romantic gestures rule, so they violate the TOS no matter what. Many wondered if the allowance of such items was part of an effort to normalize Roblox dating prior to its planned release. A massive amount of governments throughout the world took action against Roblox in 2025, whether it be an investigation or outright banning it. Numerous American states either began investigating Roblox, sued Roblox, or did both, such as Florida, which launched a civil subpoena, a criminal subpoena, then a lawsuit. Several countries straight up banned Roblox from being accessed, including Russia, Qatar, Palestine, Iraq, and Algeria, with many others opening their own investigations. Almost every single government action against Roblox spawns from or heavily involves Roblox's noted user safety and moderation issues. Perhaps the largest family-friendly brand in the world reportedly avoided Roblox over safety concerns, according to a report by Variety. Although Disney had done sponsored stuff before, they hadn't done anything since the 2019 Star Wars events, and we found out apparently why. Variety reported that Disney had been avoiding Roblox over their investment in Roblox competitor Epic Games, and because they think Roblox isn't a safe platform at this time. Apparently, even Disney's decision makers are aware of Roblox's safety issues so much so that they are avoiding Roblox over it. One of the biggest brands reportedly being concerned about Roblox safety may result in other brands also avoiding the platform. Roblox dropped their version of TikTok called Roblox Moments in early September with a new game for people to post their moments in. It was planned to be this big way for players to share fun gameplay clips using the capture feature that also helped with game discovery as it linked the game the clip was taken in. Unfortunately for Roblox, it swayed far from that idea as soon as it released and became flooded with scammers and the occasional disgusting video. A lot of questionable vids taken in questionable games were posted on the first day, but it did seem like Roblox got most of them somewhat quickly. They did not do as good of a job taking down the Moments advertising scam games, which are still flooding everyone's feed alongside a lot of uninteresting content. The official Roblox Moments game was quickly forgotten and not a lot is posted to it, but apparently Roblox still has big plans for it, including an app. Another bizarrely unnecessary update came when Roblox basically switched the studio and main logos, turning the front-facing one we all see when we play Discord blue. This isn't a big deal by any means, but a lot of time, money, and resources would have gone into this very visible rebrand that we users and also outsiders would see. A rebrand like this isn't so simple with big companies like Roblox, but they felt the need to make themselves look like Discord, so they did it. Roblox could have used the time and money spent on a pretty unnecessary logo change on something like hiring contractors to clean up their platform. Regional pricing changed how much a certain item cost depending on where the buyer was located, so like the same item would cost 90 in the USA and 50 in Brazil. That makes a lot of sense given the different economical conditions around the world, but this seemed to be more than just regional price adjustments. Players started reporting that prices were being changed for some accounts, even if they were made, used, and currently located in the same region or even the same house. There is a shot that you could have two accounts both made in the same place at the same time, buy Robux on only one, and see higher prices on it than the one that had no Robux. People began theorizing that Roblox raised active spenders' prices so they could get more money out of them, knowing they'd probably buy more Robux regardless. As of writing this, I have not seen any official explanation or what caused regional pricing to seemingly turn into active spender pricing. Church, a simple showcase game by Frankly, somehow turned into a debate game used to mindlessly argue about stuff like geopolitical issues, gender, and religion. The game basically went unmoderated, violating the so-called Meep City rule, yet Roblox didn't do anything and let it become the most toxic game maybe in gaming history. One issue the game saw was players spreading their own extremist ideologies, which is what one player named Kraz3Pain allegedly did. Kraz3Pain, real name James W. Berger, was arrested by the FBI after discussing plans to go to a place of worship in real life for more than just a friendly visit. He openly spoke about it in a game well known to house a lot of unhinged political freaks and extremists that was violating Roblox's policies yet went unacted upon by Roblox. Roblox's moderation in action against a very clearly violative game led to discussions in it being so bad that the FBI arrested one of its players. Roblox and the Attorney General Alliance announced the Partnership for Youth Online Safety in October, and people were instantly skeptical. This Partnership for Youth Online Safety sounded like this big country-wide effort to improve child safety, but that is up in the air. Roblox, labeled as a founding member, made it sound like this was a big deal and they were all good with the USA's attorney generals, some of whom were suing them. Questions immediately started being asked because of the AGA's history of taking money from legal adversaries to fund for lavish conferences. Many wondered if this was a paid-for PR move by Roblox rather than just a strong safety effort, and that appears to be the case according to two members of the AGA. Florida Attorney General James Othmeyer called David Baszucki's tweet about it false advertising over making it seem like Roblox was cool with all the AGs. I have not heard anything coming from the Partnership for Youth Online Safety so far. An insane incident happened in the midst of the Hatch incident when a Russian Condo game hit the front page and received hundreds of concurrent players. A Russian Condo called Hotel Cake RP appeared as the number 1 to 3 game in the trending roleplay and avatar sim sort on the game page for a few days. The game was clearly designed to be a condo without naked morphs, as it had private bedrooms, blatantly NSFW animations, and all kinds of other tools enabling degeneracy. Roblox somehow let it sit on the front page and accumulate hundreds of thousands of visits for days before putting it under review temporarily. Hotel Cake RP was allowed to quickly reopen with minimal changes, such as no more doors and security guards standing outside the bedrooms. The front page Blatant Condo would finally be permanently deleted after 2.5 weeks, but got quickly re-uploaded since Roblox wouldn't ban the devs. Thankfully, the game would never gain traction again, even with Roblox letting the creator stay on the platform to this day. Roblox's award shows are no stranger to controversy, so seeing something weird in the 2025 Innovation Awards was no surprise, but this was more disappointing than most. One of the nominees for Best Shooter Experience was Phantom Forces, a game that probably should not have been recognized due to the actions of its devs. In January, it was discovered that Stylus Studios had covered up numerous inappropriate anime and furry-related incidents within their community, sometimes involving staff. A lot of extremely questionable behavior was either allowed, went untouched, or was covered up, including letting a predator named Juke keep his content creator role and skin. One of the lead devs, Axis Angle, was also discovered to have shown off an NSFW furry mouse pad during an official Stylus Studios livestream. There were so many horrible incidents uncovered, and their responses didn't make things much better, as they didn't seem to be taking things very seriously. Either nobody at Roblox involved heard about the massive outcry against PF and Stylus Studios, or they didn't care, and nominated it for an award, which it thankfully did not win. If the devs who were discovered to have covered for furry predators and extremely inappropriate conduct won, it would have been perhaps the number 3 biggest incident of 2025. Phantom Force's questionable inclusion was criticized harshly, with many viewing it as a prime example of how out of touch Roblox is with their community. A controversial layout update was given to Roblox Studio in May that really annoyed developers due to a few really puzzling changes. New layouts and UI are always controversial for a time until everyone gets used to it, but even this had one thing that was so weird it's still talked about and felt. Roblox decided that the redo, undo, copy, paste, delete, and duplicate buttons were no longer necessary, so they completely removed them from Studio. That is right, perhaps the 2 most used buttons in redo and undo were completely removed from the Studio UI, much to the confusion of every single developer. While it's still possible to create your own tabs to add these buttons back, not everyone will or knows how to, so those devs gotta deal with a wild nuisance for no reason. On June 24th, Roblox announced something called Creator Rewards, a confusing system meant to replace multiple existing passive income-related features. The extremely popular and simple star code feature that popped up in April 2019 was one of them, and it was removed on October 24th, 2025. Premium payouts, one of my personal favorite features which acted almost like a modern-day Tix, were also removed and replaced with creator rewards. Roblox's announcement and the feature itself is so confusing that so many people still don't fully understand it, including myself, but what I do know is that a lot don't like it. A ton of developers and YouTubers alike have reported massive decreases in earnings from creator rewards compared to star codes and premium payouts. Many believed it favored top creators and may severely harm the income of anyone else, and that is reportedly what is happening. Some believe Roblox knew creators would earn less, which saves them money and allows them to make a big PR move by raising DevX rates in a way that doesn't hurt their pockets. I've heard that some top developers do earn more from creator rewards, but I've heard the average dev and star creators aren't feeling the same improvements. Facial age estimation, or FAE, for chat needs no introduction, as it may be the most talked about Roblox feature of all time. It didn't fully release in 2025, so I can't go into how it changed the platform much, but it did publicly test and have a limited release in 3 countries. FAE chat restrictions released early in Australia, New Zealand, and the Netherlands, likely due to local laws, and it immediately proved to be problematic. Both players and developers immediately began reporting social interactivity issues spawning from players not chatting, resulting in games feeling dead and being unplayable. The facial estimation process also quickly proved to be problematic, with it guessing people's ages wrong and locking them into the wrong age bands frequently. It also quickly proved to be easy to manipulate, such as with this kid who simply got his mom to do it, immediately locking him into the 18+ age group. There's a high probability that FAE could pose more safety risks, with it locking kids into adult-only chats and adults into only kid chats. It's also highly probable that the entire roleplay and strategy game genres could get wiped out, with players no longer being able to interact. Roblox's nuclear safety updates early testing yielded extreme issues so many of us expected, so who knows how it'll go now that it's fully released. On May 30th, 2025, a Roblox employee known to work on events had their inventory leaked, and it showed what looked like 2 egg accessories. The entire community immediately went crazy, as it was the strongest sign that Roblox was finally bringing back egg hunts for the first time in 5 years. The hatch would eventually be confirmed shortly after, solidifying the return of egg hunts and immediately making it the most anticipated event of all time. Little did anyone know though that this would be the beginning of the largest incident in the history of Roblox, for a few months anyway. On June 16th, 2025, I accidentally stumbled upon perhaps the most shocking thing the Roblox company had ever done. I had become aware of The Forum, an invite-only game for developers, as well as an invite-only Discord server, both for devs invited to and participating in the hatch. Out of pure boredom, I decided to check in on the forum to see if I could join. I opened up the server list out of habit, and there was the fisheye Teddy. The infamous Condo developer who I had been covering since 2022 was sitting right in front of me in an invite-only game for the most anticipated event of all time. I then went to the dev-only Discord and he was in there too, providing a crucial second confirmation that Roblox had invited the fisheye Teddy to the hatch. I could barely believe what I was looking at, so I made sure to record it, then I posted it on Twitter and it blew up like nothing else prior. Since everyone was looking for leaks and teasers, everyone immediately saw it, found out about Teddy's inclusion and what he did, and the community went insane. The outcry against a Condo game being invited to the hatch was unlike anything I had ever seen, as it spanned nearly the entire Roblox community. For the first time ever, I could confidently say that the community as a whole banded together to fight against an extreme issue. Within the first few hours of Teddy's inclusion being discovered, a massive boycott spanning all major social media platforms began. A ton of potential players immediately chose to forego participating, and developers started opting out of the event, all due to a Condo being involved. It made total sense too, because who would want their game to be side by side with a game designed for online dating and sexual activity during an event? Around 20 invited games dropped out within the first 24 hours, including massive ones like Doors, Pressure, Piggy, and Forsaken. The extreme backlash at levels we'd never seen led to Roblox saying Teddy would not be part of this event late the next day. However, that was nowhere near the end. For the next few days, developers continued dropping out, players continued boycotting, and Roblox continued to not do anything to Teddy. On June 19th, Roblox released a statement on Twitter saying that Teddy should not have been invited and that they had taken appropriate action in accordance with their policies. At the time of that tweet, Roblox hadn't permanently banned any of his games or accounts despite all his termination-worthy policy violations and putting children at risk for years. They were basically saying that uninviting a predatory user who profited off of endangering kids and creating sexual spaces on Roblox was enough. A leader in the gaming industry betrayed their own policies to allow a creator and his NSFW games to continue endangering children on their platform. This statement that basically said they were okay with all ages soft Condo games only made the backlash worse and more devs opt out. On June 22nd, Teddy and his supposed girlfriend Team J4, who still isn't banned, were discovered to have ERP'd in public servers of his Condo games. On June 26th, leaks showed that Roblox had apparently planned for Meep City and a weirdo AI furry catgirl game to also be included. These were likely going to be part of the event until Roblox revetted the invitees, which may have gotten the catgirl game banned, or Alex Neutron may have dropped out. It would take another 8 days for Roblox to finally do what they should have done so many years ago, as all of Teddy's games and known accounts were deleted. Despite years worth of very clear policy violations and the worst backlash Roblox had ever faced, it took them 12 days to do the right thing, kind of. They revealed that they worked with Teddy to make his games comply with their standards, and they say he did. What's unbelievable is that his games never fully complied with the TOS at any point, as every single one had romantic themes or tools enabling online dating and NSFW activity. Roblox also revealed that their investigation uncovered a separate outstanding policy violation that led to his termination. Judging by that, his online dating and condo games were not what got him banned, but something else that they didn't say. They also unbelievably said that they wanted his games to return with a new owner who can run the games in compliance with their community standards. Roblox wanted Teddy's condo games to return under a new owner who could run them in compliance with their TOS, which is impossible. The game is designed for online dating and condo activity, so there is absolutely no way to bring it back in a compliant way, yet Roblox thought it was possible. The main thing though was that Teddy and his games were finally banned, finally ending his reign of terror on the platform. Unfortunately, this wasn't the end of the Hatch's problems, as the event itself was a record-setting disappointment hated by the community. It was set to be the first egg hunt in 5 years, yet it was instead the largest dev hunt the platform had ever seen, and not in a good way. Despite the Teddy situation, the Hatch opened up with 72% ratings, yet dropped to 49% in the first hour due to how bad it was, and eventually flatlined at a record low 20%. Players reported it being incredibly boring, unrewarding, and disappointing, as it was another chore of an event that didn't even give normal egg prizes. It wasn't anything like the traditional egg hunts, but rather another copy and pasted one badge collecting snooze fest we'd seen multiple times recently. Unbelievably, a couple days into the event, another condo was discovered in it, as a game called Quilchero Outfits had private bedrooms near spawn. They were closed off by a wall, presumably to avoid detection when Teddy's inclusion was discovered, and the devs ended up removing them after being called out. Roblox would unsurprisingly not take down or remove the game from the event, letting it stay and be discovered by thousands of players. The Hatch would unceremoniously end on July 12th and eventually flatline at a record low 20% rating and a record high 300,000 dislikes for an event game. Roblox's most anticipated and largest event ever that was supposed to usher in the return of egg hunts instead became their biggest disaster for a couple months. Roblox made their biggest mistake ever, and perhaps one of the biggest mistakes in gaming history, when they sent Schlep a cease and desist in August. It all began on August 7th when Roblox released a newsroom post called "How Roblox Partners with Law Enforcement." This post from Chief Safety Officer Matt Kaufman outlined some of Roblox's safety and moderation efforts, but also quietly revealed a policy change. Matt called out what they called vigilantes, who self-police the platform, claiming they harm people on and off Roblox and create sensationalized social media content. Matt Kaufman made it feel like these so-called vigilantes were more harmful than the bad actors they'd go after, and encouraged people to report stuff to Roblox and the authorities instead. This vigilante stuff appeared to be quietly referencing Schlep, as the next day, they'd ban all of his accounts and issue a cease and desist barring him from accessing the platform. Schlep, the Roblox YouTuber best known for his Roblox safety advocacy and getting multiple Roblox predators arrested, faced severe action for getting predators arrested. At the point of the cease and desist, he had gotten 4 Roblox predators arrested and did so the right way, without endangering anyone, simulating NSFW activity, or anything bad. There was extensive proof that he had done everything the right way, which included reporting the predators to Roblox and law enforcement. Unfortunately, Roblox were the ones known to not take effective action against those arrested, despite mountains of easily accessible evidence against them. Roblox banned and threatened legal action against a person who safely, effectively, and compliantly got predators off their platform. The Roblox community became furious right away, more than we had ever seen before, almost instantly surpassing the once thought to be unbreakable levels the Hatch reached. Tens, maybe hundreds of thousands, or maybe millions of people quickly came to the conclusion that Roblox was trying to silence someone exposing their massive safety issues. They saw it as Roblox trying to protect predators by getting rid of the main guy getting them arrested and threatening action against those who wanted them gone. It made absolutely no sense for Roblox to take any action against Schlep when they realistically should have been working with him to make their platform safer, and it made people furious. Backlash quickly transcended the Roblox community, and for the first time ever, the mainstream media massively picked up on a Roblox incident. Local news stations, mainstream news stations, random commentary YouTubers, and even American politicians on both sides banded together against Roblox's behavior. An official response from Roblox wouldn't come for days until a guy called Steven Asarch was able to get one out of them for a PC Mag article on August 12th. Their first of many questionable responses claimed vigilantes violated info-sharing policies, engaged in sexual conversations, and lied about their ages. That is mostly untrue in Schlep's case, as the predators he caught were found in Roblox Condo Discord servers, and he didn't talk sexually with the predators. To get arrested, the predator has to be the one instigating and encouraging all the sexual activity, because if the decoy did it, it'd count as entrapment and the predator would walk free. The only truth to this part is lying about ages, which has to be done because how else are you going to catch people targeting kids without putting real kids at risk? Was Roblox upset that predators were being lied to, or did Roblox want real children to be involved in the sting efforts? They also claimed predator catchers had a profit motive to not report to Roblox, despite Schlep obviously doing that, and other so-called vigilantes doing the same. Them acting like Roblox predator catchers were mainly motivated by money felt super deceptive, as so-called vigilantes exist because Roblox doesn't do enough to keep bad actors off Roblox. The next day, on August 13th, Chief Safety Officer Matt Kaufman released another newsroom post talking more about their removal of vigilantes from Roblox. Matt Kaufman's third point in the entire post shockingly compared vigilantes to actual predators because they supposedly act the same. He felt that predator catchers were so bad that he compared them to real predators, with one point being that whole lying about their ages nonsense again. He also again reiterated that predator catchers led predators off platform to engage in explicit conversations, which again isn't true in Schlep's case or any Roblox vigilante I know of. In the following days, several star creators, including KreekCraft, would end their partnerships with Roblox over severe safety problems, sending a big message to them. Roblox would also start taking swift action against Schlep-themed games and UGC items, taking them down faster than actual policy-violating content. At that time, only 4 days after Schlep's cease and desist was revealed, the PR problems were so bad for Roblox that it had spread all across the world on all social media platforms. This would all only be the beginning of the fallout stemming from banning Schlep and large parts of the community and outsiders realizing how unsafe Roblox had been. Millions learned about Roblox's long history of not taking action against online dating, NSFW content, dangerous games, and predatory users. The public also learned that Roblox had taken action against an innocent predator catcher in what looked like an attempt to silence Schlep and protect predators. Roblox's largest PR nightmare ever, that was self-inflicted mind you, had only begun, and they kept trying to dig themselves out of it. Unfortunately for them, they just kept digging themselves into a bigger and bigger hole, as there was really no way for them to weasel their way out of it. Chief Safety Officer Matt Kaufman, CEO David Baszucki, and other Roblox spokespeople continuously made flawed statements that I genuinely can't comprehensively cover. There have been so many that it's virtually impossible to go into every single one, such as Kaufman wanting people to report illegal activity to them first before the police. How about the one where Roblox says so-called vigilantes take the law into their own hands, when they don't, then said they do the exact same thing Schlep did? Or how about when Baszucki revealed that they had reached out to Schlep for advice, after previously wrongfully comparing him to real predators? What about when Roblox's VP of Civility and Partnerships, Tammy Baumek, claimed that a lot of the recent bad PR came from things that happened 5 years ago? Perhaps the worst response to all the safety outrage was when CEO David Baszucki called predators an opportunity in November. Baszucki unbelievably said predators weren't just a problem, but also an opportunity to build safer spaces for kids online. Yes, the CEO of Roblox said Roblox's predator problem, which shouldn't exist, is an opportunity for them, and as you can probably expect, that sat well with basically nobody. The negative PR from millions discovering Roblox's poor moderation and safety history led to them making several negatively impactful updates. Nuclear changes like the unrated game closure and facial age estimation that nobody asked for and may create more safety risks most likely spawned due to all the backlash. Roblox going after Schlep led to millions learning about their safety failures, millions believing they protect predators, and their reputation being destroyed as a result. Their biggest mistake was having horrendous moderation that didn't take action against online dating and SLW content, disgusting users, and dangerous spaces for years. Their allowance of such things for all this time led to so-called vigilantes like Schlep going after the people Roblox weren't taking down. All of that bottled up for years before Roblox's actions against Schlep uncovered it all and created the largest, most damaging disaster in their history. They made players suffer, and now they are suffering too, while still making things worse for players through destructive updates like facial age estimation for chat. Both Roblox and the community are being punished for their completely avoidable safety failures that led to so many innocent people suffering. Instead of moderating properly, Roblox let it get so bad that all of these PR issues spawned, so they made harmful reactionary updates that hurt their community severely. Sadly, the fallout of Roblox's own safety failures only appears to be getting worse, with the destructive FAE update taking full effect in 2026. 2025 was without question the worst year to be a Roblox player due to all the extreme moderation issues and negatively impactful updates. Despite setting several activity-related metric records, 2025 may also go down as the worst year for Roblox themselves, and it's their own fault. The PR nightmare they got themselves into led to updates like FAE that'll likely kill entire genres of games and immensely hurt engagement across the platform. The stains on their reputation may never fade and could only get worse in 2026 depending on what happens with all the investigations and lawsuits. Years of moderation and safety failures finally caught up to them, and it's hurting both the company and, by Roblox's choice, the community too in major ways. So much happened in 2025 that I may have forgotten some stuff, so please comment below if I did. I'm going to assume that not as many major incidents will happen in the coming year, but with FAE guaranteed, who knows what's in store for 2026. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below.